I want to start because I feel like a lot of us artists started in church, like started singing in church, and you're one of those, right? You started with gospel music?
I didn't sing though. I
found that
couldn't
interesting.
Sing. Yeah, I was raised in the gospel church. I was raised in Kojic, which is the Church of God in Christ. Yeah. It's a family owned church. Started in like 1914, right, Mom? When was it? Jesus. And so my whole family was the congregation, the choir, the band, the deacons, the pastor.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was natural to me.
You couldn't mess up in your church. Everybody would know.
Oh, and that's why I never sang. But that wasn't even my ministry. I would just watch and be like, wow. And that's why I learned how to play the flute, because I was like, I got to do something.
Yeah. Oh, you're incredible. And I don't know how you make a flute sexy, but you do it well. So who would have thought that would have happened, but you did it. But I heard that you also formed singing groups, which I think was funny, because it's very much a manager of you.
I know.
Yeah, I love that, or a producer even.
Right. Well, I wanted to be like Matthew Knowles. And so, because we were in Houston, so Destiny Child was all the rage. And I was like, I want to be like them.
I was in Fort Worth, same thing, Texas,
come on, Texas girls. Yeah. So I would audition my friends. I would be like, you got a voice on you? Like, you got what I'd be like, you got what it takes? Okay. And I would do auditions over the phone. I'd be like, okay, now sing a song. Like, where do you want to go with this? You want to be on MTV? What do you want to do? You want to be...
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
Have you always been bigger picture like that? You think like the whole, almost orchestra, right?
You know, it's inside of my head, so I can't experience what you guys are experiencing, because I hear that all the time. They're like, the way your brain works. I'm like, it's just my brain, like,
it's cool.
You know? I'm just me. I appreciate it. It gets me through the gig. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. You went from not wanting to sing and rap and do other things to being an inspiration for millions of women who didn't feel like there was an artist who looked like them, which is very important. Have you always been that confident, or was there a shift?
Oh, no. I don't even think I'm that confident now, because I think confidence, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. I think confidence is not like a destination. I think it's like a mood that you can be in. Like, sometimes I feel confident, sometimes I feel insecure, but I think that a woman who looks like me showing the world her confidence, and sometimes it was scary showing my confidence. Like, it's scary being like, I'm gonna wear a bikini or I'm gonna wear a leotard on stage. Like, it was scary, but I was like, you know what? Sometimes confidence comes from doing things that are scary too.
Yeah,
so,
pushing yourself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Pushing yourself,
Yay. But I think I can get through it all. I can get through my confidence, my confident days, and the days where I lack self-confidence, because I have self-love. I love myself. I love myself even when I'm feeling insecure. Like, I have to love myself to nurse myself back to the confidence. You know what I mean? So everyone. I think I had to find self-love first, and then everyone could really see my confidence shine.
Yeah. And I think that's important, because we all have days that we're feeling like, ooh, I'm doing all right. And then there's days where you're like, so I didn't know there was a basement to rock bottom.
Hello.
But I found it, and that's so fun.
Wow,
yeah.
There's an elevator, and it goes deeper.
Wow.
You never
Hell
know.
is even further. No, it does. It's very important, because people, I think, see us once again out here and smiling and doing stuff, but it's like there's a whole life going on, you know, behind the scenes that everybody doesn't see. So, but I think it's so important, and that confidence that you instill in people that maybe they wouldn't have before. I think, and a lot of your songs are so empowering like that too. Aww. But speaking of embracing who you are, one of your earliest singles is Good as Hell, which is so good. What does that mean to you? Do you have to sing this to yourself sometimes? You know, the whole message, the vibe?
Oh, God. There was a year of my life where I cried every time I sang the song on stage, because I needed it so bad. It was like, fuck you.
Yeah. You're like, actually, it's not great. Not feeling good.
I do my hair done.
Yeah.
But it's funny, because I wrote this song for my friends. So, you know, if my friend was going through something, I'd be like, what would I tell her? You know what I mean? And then Good as Hell happened, you know, with the piano riff. But I need my music so bad, and I never know when I'm gonna need it too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
Like, soulmate comes in handy too, honey. Like, because, you know, music should be useful.
And isn't it funny that you're on stage and you don't think, all of a sudden you're singing a song that you've sang like every night on tour or something, and all of a sudden for some reason it hits you different, and you're like, everything's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I love music though, because it's transformative like that.
It's therapeutic.
Oh, come on.
And you want to become a better version of yourself. That's the whole point of art in general. So we have to talk about the flute. Okay, the flute. Yes. How long have you been playing flute?
Oh, gosh. Since the 5th grade.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you quit for a while, right? Just a little bit?
Well, I just stopped playing the flute because I was running through the 6 with my woes. I was I was fully deep in being an indie rapper, and I was like fully headfirst into that, and there was no space for flute in indie rap, even though J Dilla exists and is a thing. Yeah. I was told, you know, don't ever play the flute and be a rapper. That's gonna be so corny. And so I never did. I was kind of ashamed of it.
It's so different. It's so cool. It's something that separates you as well. Like great rapper, great singer, great musician, great producer. Even back from putting your girl groups together. I was like, and you're classically trained.
Yes.
How do you think that helps? I think it helps tremendously.
God.
Yeah.
It's a whole other language. Like I tell young people all the time, like, if you're in band, stay in band. Like, I don't care what your peers say or what the other classmates say. If it's, oh, you're not cool, okay. This is a hidden language that you will use for the rest of your life. You can speak engineer, you can speak producer, like you can speak guitar. Like when they're playing certain chords, you can get in there, you can modulate easier. Yeah. And so I think like having a music theory brain is definitely the #1 reason why I can make pop music the way I do. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think that's what makes it, I mean, it is pop, it's popular, but I think it also, you encompass so many different genres, and that's what I think is cool. It's such a good vibe. And it's like such a strength to be able to do that. Not many people can waltz into those different territories.
I'm just good at too many things, that's the problem.
Like, my cross to bear. So fantastic.
You want soul, you want rock, you want rap, you want R&B, you want,
with the flute.
Name it, you got it.
With a flute. You played flute in about damn time. Like, what was the thought process in that? Did you know right away, or are you like, you know what this needs? It's missing cowbell. It's missing,
more cowbell. Yeah. There's cowbell. There's actually cowbell on About Damn Time, by the way. And Still Bad. I think I like to sneak flute on all of my albums. So Sasha has been snuck onto the 'Cause I Love You album, snuck onto the Special album, and I snuck her on Love in Real Life.
Your flute is named Sasha?
Her name is Sasha Flute.
I did not, Sasha?
You get it. You get it. She was my alter ego.
I like it.
She was my alter ego.
Sasha Flute. Oh, it's good.
And so there was like a bell that was already playing. It was like a 70s like hoo, 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 hoo. That type of sound, and it was playing the hoo, 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 hoo. And I was like, let me play that. And I went and I replayed it on the flute, and I just think it brings the music like more heart when I put more of myself into it, into the production and into the actual
You know
beat.
why? Because it's authentic. It's not forced. I think when people try and force something, then it's not gonna read. But as long as it's authentic and it's really you, I think it reads really well. It obviously did.
Well, Record of the Year!
Yes! It's so good! Early in her life, 2 major musical influences for Lizzo were Lauryn Hill and Radiohead, which is so rad. Those are 2 great artists.
Couldn't be more different.
I love that. Me too, by the way. I love both those artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, why those artists? What about those artists that really influenced you?
Well, Lauryn Hill is like a once-in-a-generational talent. And when I first heard the Miseducation, it like changed my brain chemistry because I could not fathom somebody being that incredible of a singer and that incredible of a rapper and that beautiful and that deep and that real and write songs that make you cry. To Zion is like the greatest love song ever written, and it was about her baby. So that's how, come on, and God, which is just like, I cry every time. So yeah, I mean, Lauryn Hill changed my life because I wanted to be a great singer and a great rapper.
Yeah.
And she was the blueprint. And Missy Elliott.
Oh, I love Missy Elliott. I love Missy Elliott, yeah.
Both of those women are the blueprint.
Well, both are highly innovative.
Yes.
And Radiohead.
Radiohead's a different story.
But still different from what other bands were doing, I feel like.
Radiohead is my big sister's favorite band. And so it trickled into the house. And I used to be like, oh, no, I don't like that old, you know, that stuff, it's different. I don't like that different music. You know, we grew up in Houston. I'm listening to Lil Flip and UGK. Yeah. But, OK Computer filtered in, and I was like, wait, what is this?
I'm telling you.
This is like one of the greatest albums I ever heard, but I had to keep it on the low because I grew up in the SWAT, you know. it is not very accepted, like rock music, and black kids listening to rock music back then, and I was kind of like on the outside.
Yeah.
I watched anime, I listened to rock music. It was very subculture-y, and Radiohead was very subculture-y for a while. They like reject the mainstream, and they're still so innovative in their field too. Like the way that they innovated like drums in rock music and pop music is crazy. Like I feel like they're the first band who did like synthesized drums. I feel like rock bands always had like live drums, the guitar player, the bass player, and then one day Tommy York was just like, no, I'm gonna I'm gonna do a beat machine.
Oh my God, that's an amazing accent. Anyway, another artist who inspired you, who I love, and by the way, fell in love with her not just musically, but if you have not seen her live, she is also a stand-up comedian. She is so funny. Adele, I love her. She's so funny. I hear that you love this song. I think we all do, but I hear you love the song Someone Like You, right?
Oh, Someone Like Me loves this song.
Yeah, it's such a great song. Don't you hear, is that one of those songs that you hear and you're like, damn it, I wish I'd have written that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you ever have that when you hear other artists?
I do have songs like that.
Yeah.
I'm glad Adele has it because she sings it so good.
No, totally. No, totally. I just mean,
know
like, what a great
exactly what you mean.
message.
Yeah.
Like, how about,
There's also a video of me on YouTube, like, as a young Lizzo playing it on piano. It was like the first song on piano I learned how to play and sing.
I did not find that. Oh,
I know.
I'm gonna now.
You didn't lurk hard enough.
Oh, I'm not good at stalking, like in that sense. Yeah, I really love people liking their music. I'm bad at it. I'm bad at it. Let's talk about the new album, Love in Real Life. So what was your writing process? Because you said you were kind of feeling stuck. You wanted to get out, not have any like chains on it. So like, what was your writing process with this album?
A little like autobiographical. I was writing songs. I allowed myself, you know, I had a fear for a long time that if I recorded something in the studio that it would be on the radio the next day. Or it'd be like uploaded to Apple Music, streaming.
Well, because producers sometimes lie to you in the very beginning. They'd be like, just do it, let's just see how it sounds. And then they'd use it and not tell me.
So I'd be so scared to like say something or like, this is what I really want to say, but let me change it before I get in there. This time I said what I wanted to say, how I wanted to say it, as disrespectfully as I wanted to say it, as hello, as out of tune as I wanted to say it, as free as I wanted to say it. And so I found that on this album, if you listen to it, it's like it's literally my year.
It's a story.
It's like October 2023 to April 2024 in stories, in songs. And it was really freeing for me because I wanted to talk a lot of and I got to. And it was great.
And that's what art is, though. It's therapeutic.
Right. It didn't make the album.
All that stuff didn't make you filter yourself?
No, but I got to make it. Like, I made the song, and that's so important for creatives to know. Like, paint the picture. Make the song. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay. Like, get that out of your system. You're an artist. You have to create. One song on the album is called Bitch. So why that title? I love it. Because I say bitch like 5,000 times on it. What else am I gonna call it?
You're like,
I tried. At a certain point in your career, as a woman, you reach a level where you start getting bitch allegations. We all get it. When you work hard.
They call you diva, they call you whatever,
Yeah, and I...
Just because you said no. You know what I'm saying? You were just like, I don't want to do that.
God forbid you set a boundary. God forbid. They can't handle it from us because we're so nice, actually. And so that's why it's even more shocking. It's like, bitch. And it's like, okay. But I wrote it to kind of like celebrate. You know, bitch is my favorite word.
Well, and that's the thing, too. It has different... My mother's always like, why do you use it? And I was like, Mom, it means something different. It doesn't always mean what you think it means.
It was like Missy Elliott, you know, repurposed it and made it feminist, and then Meredith Brooks took it from Missy and pushed it forward, and they handed it to me, and I said, you know what? I'll take it from here, ladies.
I love it. So how do you think, like, we're artists, right? So we're ever changing. So how do you think that you've kind of evolved as an artist with this album?
I think that I know myself. I think that the journey of self is one that just happens with time. You never really fully know yourself, but you can know yourself more than you knew yourself. And I think this is the most knowing of who I am and like honoring that person and protecting her. I never used to protect myself. I was just very like, you know, threw myself to the wolves and, you know, you get taken advantage of a lot that way. And so this whole like last 2 years of my life was just about like learning how to protect myself, you know, as a woman, as a business person, as an artist. And right now with this album, this is all about like protecting my ideas and getting them out there and fighting for them, even if it's, you know, off the beaten path or off the status quo or off the plan. I was like, nah, I'm gonna shoot 2 music videos in New York, like run and gun. Like, I'm gonna shoot a music video after the Met in my dress and just run in the streets. Like, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's fun, and I think that it's healthy. I think the older we get, we realize how boundaries are not only respectful to us, ourselves, but also to others, to let them know, like, hey, I love you, but this is a line. You know, and I think that that's fine. I think that's growth.
You have to teach people how to treat you, honestly. Because if not, they don't. Hello?
And also, you can't teach someone how to treat you if they don't know how to treat themselves
That's a word.
Yeah, that's a hard little lesson.
Come
Some
on,
of us
Shabba.
are still learning. So you've also had some physical changes, me as well. So why was that important for you?
Change, I think, is important for me because I owe it to myself to change. I think when you are a pop star and they put you in a box.
Yeah.
And you're never supposed to change. You're never supposed to get older. Your body's never supposed to change. The kind of song you put out's never supposed to change. The visuals. And it's like, no, I'm a human being. I change just like y'all.
Yeah.
And at this point in my life, this was the change I chose. I chose to release weight from my body for my own reasons.
Release weight?
Yeah.
Go ahead with that emotional well-being. I was like, I've never heard of her like that.
Yeah.
Release weight.
Yeah, because I learned like the spirituality behind weight and holding weight in your body is like, you know,
Body keeps score.
I was holding on to so much. I was holding on to people and toxic like relationships and unhealthy patterns. And when I finally released that up here, I released here.
Yeah.
But this followed suit, but this had to lead. Yeah.
Holding people up on a pedestal of like having to maintain something. We can't maintain possibly the same thing or we're never gonna grow.
Yeah.
Like we're never gonna become a better version of ourselves. And I think that's what we all want until the day we die, you know?
Yeah.
Is to constantly be evolving and pushing yourself and challenging yourself and figuring out how can I do better? How can I emotionally do something different than what I have been doing?
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanna talk about this too because I'm not kidding. There's a ballad, Don't Make Me Love You.
Woo. And it's all about that.
It's so good. It's possibly my favorite song you've ever released. I love it so much. It's such a good song. So where did this come from?
This song, when you listen to it, you think I'm talking about a man. I'm not. This is about my relationship with the public. And it's just like, you know, don't make me love you if you're just gonna drag me the next day. Don't build this false sense of security and community if you're just gonna throw me away. And it's like, it's so toxic. So just tonight, you either love me or leave me. Because I'm not wasting my time no more trying to gain nobody's approval.
Don't say it unless you mean it. So you wanted Still Bad to be a therapeutic song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is you hear it and you think I'm talking about a man, but I'm talking about the world. Like, I don't need him. It was really, I don't need this. I need a drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really the sentiment. But
everybody understands that.
But,
and when have you not gone home and been like, today has been like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
But I have to always, like, you know, as a songwriter, it's like, how can we make this about love? Because love is all there is. So there is the him aspect. You know, it's always fun to kind of truth hurts a man.
Yeah.
But it's a breakup song with the world. It's like, wow, I'm about to throw my phone away. I can't let my girls know this has been messing with my day, you know? And it's about kind of detaching from the phone and the digital space and whatever mess could be going on around you. I don't even need to know about it. My phone dead.
Yeah.
All I need to know about is my girls are here. The drinks are cold. Cold as snow. You don't like.
I don't like cold.
You like your alcohol cold?
I don't. If I drink alcohol, I'm sipping on some tequila and that's it.
But is it ice cold or is it?
It's straight. Yeah, that's right. It's
Oh,
neat.
wow.
It's neat. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No.
We'll talk later.
Yeah. It can be hot or cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really drink a ton, but when I do, yeah, I like to sip on tequila.
I do too. That's my drink of choice.
Yeah.
A Shakila, champagne and tequila together.
Oh, that sounds like a...
That'll take you there.
That sounds like a headache.
One-way ticket to on the ground.
I can't. I will get a headache. I'm old.
But yes, that's what Still Bad is about. It is my breakup song with the world, and I put it early in the album because, like I told you, it's chronological.
Yeah.
Don't Make Me Love You and Still Bad are next to each other because I'm having this complicated relationship with the world, and by the end, I get that "you up" text from the world, and I'm like, maybe I'll respond.